Okay, and I'm back. So it was indeed downloading the fairly large CUDA drivers, and so now we are looking at the fact that we need this Nvidia video driver here. So I think I want to try to just add this systemd service and see whether that works. So let's try and add this and see what rebuild switch says. Yes, so I suppose this didn't work, but doesn't matter. Okay. So in theory, oh, well, yeah, I'm just realizing something that I need xrandr to be installed if I want this to work, and not in my user environment, but in my system packages. So let's try this, and then let's try this here. So I think it will tell us that it's missing the Linux package. Oh, xrandr is not available. That is because it's xorg.xrandr. Okay, so maybe xorg.xrandr. Oh, well, yeah, no, it's finding the dependency. I think the slightly different way that the logging is done is probably because I'm now using the more recent Nix experimental feature with with flakes and such. Yeah, so nice. It's able to know that it requires NVX11 by itself. That's quite beautiful. And that means that hopefully it will work without us having to change our video drivers, because doing that seemed to be crashing the GNOME startup, Xserver startup. Okay, so it's not able to start. NVIDIA SME has failed because you couldn't communicate with the NVIDIA driver. So this might not necessarily work. We might need to install the NVIDIA driver. We might want to try and find whether there's another way to do it than this, but I think we might have to do this. There's something I saw here, which is that there's a usage of mode setting equal true. And since we are using mode setting, then maybe this needs to be set in combination, even though this is supposed to be for laptops. Battery is low again. Okay, so let's double check what the error was. Oh, well, okay, no, I see. That's the log for it. So it's just that it can't find the NVIDIA driver. Okay, so well, let's be courageous and let's try this again. So I think we'll put mode setting after Nvidia, and we'll say services, no, hardware, .nvidia.mode setting enable equal true. But we'll check the options. NixOS options search, and the hardware Nvidia mode setting. No kernel mode setting when using Nvidia proprietary driver. Enabling this fixes screen tearing when using Optimus via Prime. Not enabled by default because it's not officially supported by Nvidia. Will not work with SLI. So we're not in that case, but it might be that it works. Nvidia X11. So I suppose it's worth a shot, right? Yeah. Again, I don't have viewers right now, so let's use the opportunity to rebuild. And oh, well, yeah, no, that should be fine. And I just need to then restart XDisplay, the display manager. I wonder if we'd want to do this. Nvidia drivers, then kernel packages Nvidia X11, and we could try beta, I suppose, if this doesn't work. I remember seeing this now, but not trying it out. Okay, so is that an indication that even with the Nvidia driver, SMI doesn't work? Okay, well, let's try beta here. Persistence D. Oh. Nope. Still doesn't work. Config hardware Nvidia. Config service server video drivers. Maybe we want to specify the bus ID. Let's see what journal CTL says to us. Nvidia probe routine was not called. One device can occur when a driver such as Nouveau via Nvidia BRUFD was loaded and obtained ownership of the Nvidia device. Aha. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense that the mode setting driver would actually take ownership of the of the driver. So actually, maybe I will try something a bit different. I will call a render and I'll deactivate this output. I'm not sure what that will do here. With OBS, I think you will get things stuck. It looks like they're stuck. So that's fine. We'll keep them as such for now. And try to, I suppose, rebuild again. It doesn't do anything. Well, let's check out what the journal says. The Nvidia NVLink yeah, that doesn't seem to be, that won't work, I don't believe. So I think I just have to restart basically, or at least restart the display. I don't know if there's a way to do this more granularly than with the whole restart of the XDisplay driver. Alright, X11 config. That's not the one we want. We want the one that's in GDM, I think. Maybe not even. Yeah, no, I think this is calling STD. Oh, it's the Nvidia here. Okay. I thought it was in etcgdm. What am I missing here? Custom conf. Is that what it is? Nope. And so, well, no, it doesn't make sense. It's not there. Right, I think if I systemctl status display manager, it will tell me where the unit is, and I think that service that has the config right there. xserver.conf. With one monitor and right, there we go, those two settings. And the let's look at the beta thing again. Nvidia beta. Will this show up here? No. X server. Manager. Enable. Video driver. Oh, Max Render heads. Ah. I think we want something like that, actually. I think this will replace what we're trying to do manually. Is that new? Okay, what's this? Heads, extender heads, blame. Four years ago. Definitely not new. Okay, so that's interesting to know it exists, but what we want is video driver. And Nvidia beta is not there, is it? It is not. Though these are examples. So what happens with video driver? Somehow check for unknown driver names. Yeah, I suppose that doesn't exist. Known video drivers. Oh. So there is a thing like that. Oh, so those are the known ones. So I suppose maybe this is overridden by specific drivers. Not sure why this doesn't appear in the code there, but probably because the search is just ridiculously bad. This also doesn't show up. Server. Yeah, that's where we were. Oh, Nvidia Driver module directly sets the services xserver.drivers option. So hold on, which are we setting here? So, let's see, NixOS. configuration.next. And Nvidia Driver, blah. Optional driver, not no. This looks a bit ugly. So it should be in xorg, I think. So I suppose packages.xorg. So we might need to check that out in the Nix REPL with Nix packages and packages.xorg dot. There's no such thing as Nvidia right there. Oh, right, x86 something. No, not x86, xf. Right, video. And so that's the list. So what does NVIDIA Beta do? Still unclear. This we can let go of. Gel. Video drivers. There's also Linux packages. There we go, that's where these come from. And what's in NVIDIA packages? So it's a slightly different way to think about it, I suppose. We can check this. NVIDIA, let's see, what does this do? Attribute NVIDIA missing. Yeah, NVIDIA X11. And that's driver number 455, the Menfi license. What do I do in the REPL? Or we have NixPKG config 11.3 true, right? We do. Looks correct. So we just need to add this to, I mean, it's going to evaluate it, which I don't know if it's what I want. DL. Oh, Cantoran, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Sorry, still don't have any notifications for chats on this machine. Yeah, well, as you can tell, I'm still well. Actually, I did make progress, and I feel like I'm getting a better handle on things with Nix and NixOS, but now I'm back to doing something a little bit more tricky, which is trying to activate CUDA. And the difficulty is that the way that I got around getting my multi-screen setup to work is by not activating the Nvidia driver or Nvidia beta for that matter. Actually, I think this doesn't even exist. And I think that each time I tried this, it crashed my display manager. It didn't want to restart. So I feel a little bit uneasy, but that it seems like I have to cross that bridge again now, because if I want to activate CUDA, then I'm going to need this. Otherwise, the tooling that I have is basically saying that it can't find the driver. So I think it needs to be installed with the video driver option here. So, but I've been sort of trying to look again at whether this is really the right option or not. I wonder, what if I didn't do this? Because packages.linux package, could I just add linux package.nvidia x11? I mean, I could, but the problem is I think the kernel module for Nvidia, and this will install the kernel module. Could I do this more granularly? I still don't understand exactly how this Nvidia the video driver here, how that works. I think, yeah, we saw that if we add a video driver option, then it would actually go fetch the XF86 video NVIDIA driver or something like that. So I suppose it would work actually with beta. And beta is something that I actually haven't tried. So maybe there is some hope in trying the beta driver. I think I will try this. Yeah, I can try it in the REPL. So if I try it in the REPL, I need to activate allow and free here. Okay, well, I suppose I could have except are you gonna think that, yeah, okay. And allow and free true again. Allow and free equals true. And the REPL. And I was looking at packages.linux packages.xf86. No, right, NVIDIA X11 beta. Right, so it evaluates the derivation, and now I need to look at it, right? Or is there something I can do here to look at it? I forget. Load, build derivation, install it, open the derivation editor. Okay, I suppose I could do this. Can I do that? No. Open the derivation in the editor. Yeah. So what does this do? Before building, right? Be able to do Nix build with options, something like right, yeah, I think I can do Nix repo also with allow and free true probably, but at least now it's there. And so actually Nvidia that calls like the generic, and yeah, it just fetches the driver from download.nvidia, and yeah, depending on the platform and depending on the version, and the version is depends on well, the version is passed as an option, and ba, ba, ba. libx format libjl. Gonna need libgl actually, libglx. You to go into a shell with the result of the build. Yeah, but with the video driver module, I'm not going to be able to have much happen there, because it's going to need to reload the kernel module, and that's what's going to blow up the stream, which is fine, I suppose. But yeah. So version 391. So I'm still not sure how it's going to pass the version. How is it going to pass the version exactly? Because we're calling this and with module equal driver xorg blah, then module equals blah. So right. So I think I'm watching. Okay, exit. No. I think I'm looking at the wrong thing for now. I think xorg dot Nvidia beta dot xf86 Nvidia no video Nvidia. No, this xf86 doesn't have Nvidia, so that's confusing me already, because if we do xserver.drivers equal oh, it's xserver.video drivers, so I'm not looking at the right place, and so it's doing config.video driver. Right, so services.xserver.driver is created from the config.video drivers. And the config.video driver is it's CFG, right? So it is services.xserver.video drivers, and we do import a few things here, so maybe display managers, Windows manager, desktop managers. Yeah, no, I think it's not it. Video drivers is going to be the list. And video services direct server the video drivers. It's just a list. Oh no, so that's just if we get the video driver. So that's the backward compatibility. And then we just yeah, we just take the name and then try and find it in XF86 video plus name. So it has to be there, but it's not. Nvidia is not there. Is there even a mode setting here? There isn't even mode setting here. So how does this work? Am I looking at the right place? Is there an Xorg module? There is an Xorg module, low-level module, XF86. Does this have more stuff? Doesn't have more stuff. I mean, you see that based on the name here, since we're mapping on known video drivers. We're doing concat map of config video drivers and known video drivers. Can I import my Etsy NixOS configuration.nix? What would that do? Maybe I want to edit that. So that's just this. What if I just import it? It's a lambda. Does it take Nix packages? What does it take? What does NixOS configuration take? It takes config. So hold on, maybe it's config. What's in config? Ah, right, config. Okay, so it takes config equals config. Don't know if we need to do that in that case, probably not. And it takes packages, and packages equals Nix packages. Don't know if we can pin things like this. Yeah, no, we can't. Equals config, and there's no comma, and there's semicolons, but not one here. And these packages. Yeah, that's right. And okay, so this and E has no source location information. Okay, well, how about you just evaluate that and you give me dot services. You can do that, right? Oh, I screwed that up. Dot services. Yeah, and X server and video drivers. Yeah, that's what I configured indeed. Could go to the Nix package top level, search it there. In the repo code, this all packages. That would be a good place to start for checking the default package and see what is it called. Inherit config, that's nice. Okay. I think I'm managing, right? I think I'm finding the things I'm searching for right now, but the thing that I'm still confused about, so right, so I don't think I have services. I don't have dot drivers though, but maybe this is in config, in fact. So I think maybe there is a config here. There isn't. So what do we do with that stuff back down? There's implementation config equal if config enabled. Imports options. So it seems like the result of the evaluation of OLF of xserver.nix. That's what I'm looking at now. On a set, we'll evaluate entirely and print the result without the column P. Print expression recursively, right. So if I do P here, it will be massive. Value the pass while the set was expected. So I will need to evaluate it, I believe. It does find some stuff. Bootloader, system deboot, but then it stops. Interface. Oh, options. No, so that's not of use. And config. And what else? Is everything at that level in config? It looks like it is. Yeah. So yeah, the question is where does services.xserver.drivers, where is that defined? NixOS. xserver.nix. So that's archived, and that's xserver.nix, which is where we are now, xserver.nix. It's just an old version of it. Using X without a display manager. That's an interesting thought. Intel ATI Nouveau. Can we do Nouveau with CUDA? No, we can't. Proper driver is still needed. Oh, statement that CUDA works only with Nvidia proper is incorrect. misunderstand. There is no such thing as an open source Nvidia driver. 275 is our proprietary driver package by your distribution. Doesn't make it open source. Yeah. And Nouveau. NV drivers with the word proprietary would mean the graphic driver directly supplied by the manufacturer. Yeah, no, I think we need the proprietary drivers, that's for sure. Hardware, OpenGL, DRI support. You probably want to use DRI acceleration 4x. Enable it and OpenGL in configuration.next. This is tempting, even though most of my programs won't work, but if you don't mind having services X server enabled on Trouble, you don't want a display manager, you only want a TTY logging prompt. So following your configuration.next. StartX is treated as display manager, and therefore it is used instead of the default. Aha. Interesting. I wonder if that will be more robust. I remember seeing that there was some incompatibility with the default GDM, and some people were using light GDM instead. Let's see if I can find this thread again. Nvidia GPU NixOS legacy driver. That's one thing, but what's this? I mean, I haven't tried restarting the display manager with NVIDIA mode setting enabled. That is, and I think now it is enabled. Yeah, the hardware NVIDIA mode setting enable. So that would be new. In that case, maybe I should try just the regular NVIDIA drivers. All right, enough pussyfooting around. Let's build this and crash our display manager again. All right, restart. Okay, sudo systemctl restart.